Just when you thought life couldn't get any better, all the wonderful recent limited edition releases from Davidoff, the Signature No. 1, Millennium Lancero, 10th Anniversary Nicaragua, along come two more. Technically, one of them isn't a limited edition, but for us here in the UK market, it feels like it because we haven't had it for so long. Let me start with the limited edition. The Davidoff Aniversario No. 1 limited edition collection. Stunning. For those of you who know your Davidoff history, you might remember or know about the Aniversario cigar. In particular, the Aniversario No. 1. This new release commemorates that. Back in 1986, these cigars were produced to celebrate the 80th anniversary or the 80th birthday of Zino Davidoff. They're essentially a Gran Corona format, so similar to a Monte Cristo A, not exactly the same size, but close. I believe it's 8 and something inches in length, and I believe it's a 49 ring gauge, possibly 48. It's a stunning cigar. Davidoff describe it as a medium strength smoke. Smoking time probably an hour and a half. You could pull it to 2 hours. I know someone who's done it in under an hour. For me, a little bit on the lighter side, and the strength really picked up only in the final third. Wonderful complexity. And this cigar is honoring something which, well, we're lucky enough to have. Dad's away at the moment, so I was able to sneak into his secret cave and pull out the original Aniversario, the one released in 1986. They came in various formats at the time. They came in boxes of 5, boxes of 10, even a box of 20, I believe. This particular one is a box of 10, and it had cigars on both sides, and on each side, someone's been at this already, on each side you had 4 cigars untubed and 1 in the tube. Davidoff haven't quite repeated that in this case. They've given us 1 wooden tube, but the sentiment is the same behind the cigar. It's a non plus ultra celebration. It's perhaps in a rather extravagant size, trying to capture and put into cigars the wonderful, wonderful, extraordinary qualities that is Zino Davidoff, that was Zino Davidoff, that now is carried through in the company's DNA. And every single time you smoke a Davidoff cigar, you're touching that. And I think Zino, I hope, is looking down and smiling each time we approach one of these cigars. Thank you very much, Zino, and thank you very much, Davidoff, for delivering these again to our market. Released very closely, and dare I say in size, very proximately as well. We're very fortunate here in the UK to get back something I've really missed. It's the Davidoff Aniversario RR. This for me is a double Corona format. Prominentes according to the Cubans. For Davidoff, it's a 50 ring gauge, 8.5 inch cigar. My apologies, 7.5 inch cigar. It's a majestic smoke. I had the good fortune of having one about a week ago. And not only is construction impeccable, flawless, it's a Ecuadorian-Dominican hybrid. Again, I disagree with Davidoff's tasting panel a little bit on this. They describe it as a light to medium blend. Personally, I thought it was medium, perhaps light to medium at the beginning, but certainly medium going to medium plus as I worked my way through it. It left me tingling, the mouth just covered in the flavors, the development. Hints of pepper you don't often find in some of the Davidoff Aniversario blends. Plenty of spice. Creaminess was there, but toned back. And again, what can I say? This is a celebration cigar. It's something you reward yourself or your good friends with if you have the time, and I would estimate an hour at least for this, and perhaps the Constitution, a proper dinner, maybe a good dram with it. I think you will not be disappointed. And again, how lucky, I should say, we are that my father, of course, has the original. So back in the 90s, once Davidoff had relocated to Dominican and started making amazing cigars in the Dominican Republic, Dad was very lucky to receive a beautiful presentation of the then Double R. Same cigar in theory, slightly different blending, I think. And this particular box was very special for him, for us here, Davidoff of London, for me personally. And it was a gift from Dr. Schneider, the owner and chairman, of course, of Oettinger Davidoff Group. And I just want to read the little message that he inscribes on the box. For my friend Edward Sahakian, the date is 29th of May, 1997. So this would have been the 17th anniversary of the shop, of its opening, I should say. And then he continues on the back here. Eat less, but the best. Drink less, but the best. Smoke less, but Davidoff. What a beautiful message. I'm not sure my father necessarily listened to the last one about smoking less, but he certainly smoked the best. And I just want to open this because it's so rare to see a Dominican production with this sort of age on it in a format, what we describe as a 50 cab. This is the old Davidoff marketing material that would come with the cigar. And as we dive into here, let's see, can I get this out? Oh yes, I can. I think, viewers, you can probably only see from a distance what I can see here. And sadly, you can't quite smell it yet, but I can. Oh, still gorgeous after all these years. The aroma of that aging tobacco, it's certainly been a beautiful cigar throughout its life. All these years later, it's still spectacular. And again, our deepest thanks to Dr. Schneider, to the whole Davidoff family, and to the Dominican Republic for making this extraordinary jewel of a cigar. Thank you. And Dad, of course, for keeping them.